Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on Thursday night with me tonight for just a brief webinar, and then I will take your questions because we're going to talk about tonight the sixth system to get hard, and we're gonna make sure that we focus on why ED happened. Okay, why does ED happen? And then I want you guys, if you can put in the comment, put in the comment. I love to see your comment below because I want to get an idea of why you think ED happened. All right, why does it happen to you? Because ED for a man is the indication there is an imbalance in your body. Right, there's something going on that is affecting your circulation. Okay, and I want you to realize that it is actually a warning sign of possible heart attack in the future, or even strokes, which is a paralysis in the future. And you shouldn't take it lightly, unfortunately, because ED is not like having a toothache. It's more serious than that. And the last thing I want you to do is to start popping a pill because there are simple things that you can do if you have ED. And if you do it early, within maybe the first year of having ED, you can actually reverse your ED. Reverse, permanently reverse, if because you can change certain things in your life that can actually make a big impact on your ED. So the ones that are taking medication, um, right now. I want you to listen loud and clear on that. Okay. I mean, I saw a patient a couple of days ago, and James, and he had ED for like 15 years, and then um, he ended up having a heart attack. Right. I ended up having. I ended up having a heart attack, and then that then lead to a stroke, and that and he didn't know that, hey, that ED was really um, you know um, was a warning sign that if he knew like 15 years ago, he could have prevented the stroke and the heart attack. So it is something very serious. It means that there's an imbalance in your body, that you have inflammation of the lining of the blood vessels. Now, I'm going to show you this, and then if you have any questions, just I can see you. I can see you. Just raise your hand up, and then I'll bring your hand. I'll bring you up. Okay. If you have any question, you raise your hand, and I'll bring you up. But I want to focus on something here. Okay. Oh, right. How about this? How about this? There we go. Okay. So there are six. How do you get an erection starts in your brain. All right, an erection starts in your brain when you're getting aroused from the five senses, like your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, and your touch. And then it goes to your emotion, which is in your brain right here, right? Yeah, your emotion, how you feeling. Like if you're feeling depressed or if you're feeling anxious, it's gonna mix with that, and the messages may not be sent down to your to your genital area. So it goes to the emotion and goes to the hormones. From the brain goes to the hormone, which is the little gland behind your eyes right here. And then you start releasing some hormones, and then goes to your nerve and the blood vessels, like your heart, and then the blood vessels, and then it will go to your penis, all right, which is the muscle. And so I wanted to kind of counteract this because the brain is the largest sexual organ, okay, and the erection starts in the brain first, not in your penis. So when you take Viagra, all Viagra does is relaxes the penis muscle, and that's how you were able to get an erection. But when you take Viagra, you skip step one, step two, step three, step four, step five, right? So what will happen is that your body gets confused. Your body gets confused and it doesn't know how to get an erection again. Because it normally go from one, two, three, four, five, six. So your body gets confused, and then what happens is that your body depends upon Viagra medication or Cialis medication in order for it to get an erection. But then after a while, then those of you that had taken ED medicine find out it's not working anymore. After a while, it doesn't work because you're ignoring the problem where the problem with number one, number two, number three, number four, number five. It's an inflammation. So ED means there's inflammation of the blood vessels, and you're not getting enough blood flow. So let me show you this. So this is the penis here. This is your scrotum, and this is the blood vessels. So your heart's up here, right? And this is the blood vessel. So when ED happened, you have a blockage of the blood vessel here, and you're not getting enough blood flow going to your penis, and it happens here. Viagra work over here in the muscle. All right. So if Viagra work in the penis and the blockage is inside your body, kind of like behind your groin area, right? That means that the blockage is here. Taking Viagra isn't going to solve your blood flow problem. It's not gonna solve your blood flow problem. And then over the years, the blockage in the blood vessels here get worse. And the reason why you have blood flow problems, and so this is a good diagram here. Too, this is the penis here, and this is blood flow from the heart going down, and there's blockage here, and then so the penis is not getting enough blood flow. When the penis not getting enough blood flow, this is what happened. We don't see any blood going down to the penis here at all. You see that? Isn't this a great picture? So, well, what causes? There are multiple causes of that causes ED, right? Like for instance, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, inflammation, and obesity. And then on top of that, smoking, excessive alcohol, excessive stress, not sleeping enough, right? You're not having enough sleep, and also a low testosterone, right? Low testosterone as well. Metabolic syndrome just means symptoms of diabetes, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure. So all of that cause sexual dysfunction, which is ED, and then the insulin resistant, which means diabetes, and the high cholesterol and high blood pressure and inflammation and obesity contribute to hardening of the artery, which is atherosclerosis, and then your blood vessels become stiff, and then it can lead to death, and then also lead to ED. So the point I'm trying to say is that these all these factors are reversible. These are the symptoms that cause the problem that cause ED, right? Well, how is it reversible? Well, you have diabetes. You can lower your you can change your diabetes and change your improve your diabetes by eating better, like eating a Mediterranean diet. So boom, this gets cut out, right? High cholesterol. Well, eat a Mediterranean diet so that way you don't have high cholesterol. Boom, this gets cut out. High blood pressure. How do you lower high blood pressure? Well, you eat a Mediterranean diet and then you start losing some weight, start exercising more. Start exercising. All you have to do is probably walk 30 minutes every day. Your weight will go down. When your weight go down, you exercise, your blood pressure goes down. Boom, high blood pressure is out. And then inflammation and obesity. Obesity is when your BMI is over 30. Well, that goes away when you start eating better, which is the Mediterranean diet and exercise. Boom, that goes away. So you no longer have metabolic syndrome. And when you do that, actually your testosterone level will come up, right? Now, there's sometimes you can't fight the decrease in the testosterone. It gets low pretty as you age, but that's something that you can take additional testosterone, like taking testosterone hormone replacement therapy that will help with that. So what I'm trying to say is that ED is reversible once you know you have it. Okay, or the last thing you want to do is to take an ED medication. ED medication doesn't do anything for your ED because, like I say on here, the ED medication work on the penis, which then does not ignore the brain, the emotion, the hormone, the nerve, and the blood vessel. That's why over the years you get worse. over the years the ED medication doesn't work anymore. All right. Or that you need a higher dosage because the cause is still present. Um, and this picture here, I just want to show here that when you are flaccid and you're not erect, your penis muscle is actually contracted. I know it's like it's contracted, so it's tense when you're not erect. But when you're erect, the penis muscle is actually more relaxed, or the muscle of the corpus cavernosum is relaxed. So that it's kind of intuitive, right? But you got to be relaxed in your brain, got to relax in your penis in order for you to get an erection. And this, remember, I said the 6 steps for sexual restoration. Well, it starts in the brain, right? So how do you work on the brain part? Meditation, breathing through the nose, and stress reduction, and using your 5 senses more, and then your emotion. Your emotion is really um, uh, uh, being more relaxed, trying to relax more. And how do you relax? Well, more by meditation and by nasal breathing. Then your hormones. Well, you can get testosterone replacement therapy, which is BHRT, right? Which is BHRT, and then you can take some supplements, and then and the nerve, you can get the platelet-rich plasma, the shockwave therapy supplement, and then the PT 141, and then you can work on the blood vessels, which is getting platelet-rich plasma, which is your own blood, which help. Which is your own blood, which then, when injected into the penis, will increase the blood flow. And certain supplements and shockwave therapy, Botox. Botox will actually help with the muscles, as well as relaxing the muscle and opening up the blood vessels as well. And then the muscles. All right, you can relax the penis muscle with actually the shockwave, the platelet-rich plasma, the supplement, and doing Kegel exercises, which is contracting the muscles that are below your scrotum. Um, and then you can use the penis pump, and then you can be the Botox can be injected into the penis muscle to relax the muscle. And then, of course, the lifestyle I talk about is eating the Mediterranean diet, um, exercise 30 minutes a day, at least 5 times a week, and working on stopping smoking. Smoking is gonna kill your erection, as well as moderating your alcohol. Shouldn't drink more than about 10 drinks a week, and also sleep for at least 7 hours a night, between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Okay, and so that's really what I want to stress at this point. And I wanted to show you a picture of the shockwave machine. Now, I know a lot of you guys have questions regard had I know in my past Q&A. So this is the shockwave machine here, the one on the top. All right, you guys can see my arrow. Right, the one on the top right here is the shockwave machine. The one on the bottom is the radio machine. The one on the top is the one that all the research has um, all the research on shockwave therapy. All right, and what it does is it uses sound wave technology to deliver the energy to the tissue, which is the penis, to get more blood flow. And this is what's been researched. All right, and what it sounds like this noise: tick, 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 tick. All right, and the radio is more shallow. It's not as strong, and there's no research paper that has validated this for ED. And what it sounds like a jackhammer. It sounds like like that, and it sounds really, 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 really loud. Um, and so this is what they call the radio shockwave machine. And you just kind of do it on, go up and down the penis area. Now this picture here, I wanted to show you. This is a lot of men neglect to do this exercise. It's so important to do this exercise. All right, the exercise is called the Kegel, which is what you do, you contract or activate the muscle. This is your penis here. This is the scrotum. right? You just activate the muscle that are at the base of the penis here, and then this is the ischial cavernosus, and you can see it goes from your scrotum to your rectal area. These two muscles here help with erection as well as helping ejaculation um, um, and orgasm. Okay, so how do you activate that? By stopping and starting your urine stream. So that's if you urinate, you stop your urine stream, and then you uh, start the urine stream. That's how you kind of learn how to activate that. Um, okay. Um, all right. Hold on. Let me. Okay. All right. Right. So that those are the muscles that you need to exercise. And it help with erection, but it's called Kegels. Right. But don't neglect this because this is so important, and it's gonna help the penis actually stand up like more erect as well too. And I have a PDF that you can access that will show you how to do those exercise. And then the point and nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide is very important. Nitrous oxide is a gas that's in your body, and then when it's your blood vessels secrete that, right? The more nitrous oxide you secrete, the more the blood vessels open, so help with your erection. But unfortunately, when you get older, nitrous oxide decreases. So your body releases nitrous oxide, it decreases, and when you get older, and you can see that from this red line right here. When you're 40 years old, you have about 50% nitrous oxide, like compared to when you were like 20, right? But what you can do is you can take supplements that will increase your nitrous oxide, or you can also eat a better diet, which is the blue line right here that you see, the dark blue line. Eat a better diet and exercise, you will increase your nitrous oxide. So you can see here at the age of 40, this person that has a good diet and exercise, their nitrous oxide level is at 80%. So everything is modifiable, you know. And then conversely, if on the yellow line right here, it's a person with the poor diet and not exercise at the age of 40. At the age of 40, you know, he only has like 25%. So really, diet and exercise is very critical for your erection, guys. So something to keep in mind at this time. So I wanted to really stress that hey, ED is an indication of inflammation and imbalance in your blood vessels, and that it is a warning sign for your health, and it's a warning sign that possibly, that not possibly, it will in a decade down the road, you're going to start, you know, having heart attacks and strokes, and you don't want to head in that direction. You're starting to feel that you have ED, then, you know, first thing you want to do is to, one, eat a better diet, and then maybe exercise, look at your weight, sleep better. If you're smoking, stop smoking. And then, Franz, can you put the link for the smoothie recipe in the comment? I have a smoothie. It's called Good Morning Wood smoothie that will help with inflammation. It will help with increasing your nitrous oxide. It will also help with your erection. And we've had patient that has prostate cancer surgery, where the prostate was taken out, and it he started drinking the smoothie and started doing intermittent fasting, where he stopped eating from 8 p.m. until like 11 a.m. the next day. He was starting to have, starting to have stirrings again of morning wood. So it will it will be very it will be helpful if you just start doing that, so that way you can really literally reverse your ED instead of taking the medication. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is if you raise your hand, I can bring you up and ask your question. All right, I see Johnny. All right, Johnny, I'm gonna bring you up. And
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm trying.
Hold on,
Now,
let me put my headset on.
uh,
So I can hear you better. Okay. It's
okay.
good to see you again.
Yes, I won't leave you until I get better.
All right. What's your
Mm.
question?
My first question is, now I'm a prostate cancer
All right. Hold
survivor.
on. Let me see if I can hear you. Audio. External. All right.
Yeah, I'm a prostate cancer
Can you hear me?
survivor. Yes. Can you
Can you?
hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
All right. Can you
Can you hear me?
speak?
Can you hear me?
For some reason, I can't hear you.
Oh, you cannot hear me yet? Can you hear me?
All right.
You can hear me?
Try to say something. I did hear you before. Hold
Yes.
on. I'll
Can you
bring you
hear?
down and up again and see if okay, Johnny.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Oh,
Can you hear him?
I can hear you.
Raise your hand up.
I
You
can hear you. Can you not hear me?
you can hear Johnny?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear Johnny at all? Val, can you talk? How come I can't hear anybody? All right, there's something wrong with my audio at first. Yep, that's what happened when you go live. Hold on.
Johnny, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Dr. Trump, can you hear me?
Hold
I don't think
on.
she can hear
Oh,
you.
sorry guys. Sorry guys. Um.
Can you hear me?
All right. Can
Well,
you talk now?
can you
Yes.
hear
Can you
me?
hear me?
Can you talk?
Yes.
Ca-
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right.
Okay. So, yeah, my question is, now I'm a prostate cancer survivor,
Yes.
and I took the prostate operation in November of 2018,
Okay.
and since that time I cannot have erection. I used to use some type of injection from Olympia Pharmacy in somewhere in Florida, and this
Yeah.
injection, yeah. But then after a certain time, it couldn't work anymore. No.
Okay.
So yeah, after some time, it could not work anymore. The injection could not work. And what happened with the injection is that it increases my, I mean, it decreases my pressure, my hypertension, very low. You see, so I couldn't continue it. You see, because it was not working. So my question is, if I take the testosterone injection, the testosterone hormone, will it be beneficial to me? And another question is, will it bring back the cancer that will the cancer re-emerge?
Well, it depends. It depends on what your PSA level is.
No,
Okay.
right now my PSA level is very low. It's 0.01.
All right. Well, that's good. I think that it depends on the urologist that you work with. The some urologists would say that, hey, start with testosterone. They're okay with you getting testosterone replacement therapy because the prostate taken out already, the PSA is low, and you don't have any cancer or any other places that that it didn't go to your bone, right? Did it go to your
No,
bone or any other
no, no,
area? Yeah,
no.
then you should unless there's any other um, medical condition that will prevent you from having testosterone replacement therapy, which is number one, if you have uncontrolled sleep apnea, meaning sleep apnea that you're not using the CPAP that's uncontrolled, or that you have a bleeding disorder where you tend to clot easily. So those are the conditions that you shouldn't be on testosterone replacement therapy. So if you don't have any of that, then definitely have a conversation with your urologist,
Mm.
the doctor that is in charge of you for your prostate cancer. Have a conversation with him, and he will. And certainly, I think you will be a candidate for that.
Okay, so what do I expect from that?
All right, so testosterone replacement therapy will help you with libido. You have better libido, okay?
Mm, mm,
Meaning in the mood for sex, and more energy, more
mm,
focus, more muscle mass. You develop
mm,
muscle better, and you also have less fat as well.
mm. Okay.
And yeah, it will help with your erection as well too.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
So
yeah,
now, so I bought this from you. Do you
yeah,
remember?
yeah,
Now with that, I can still be taking this tablet, right?
yes,
This, I can
yes,
still, even with the testosterone injection, I can still take this.
yes, exactly. So that increases your nitrous oxide. Turn that around. That increases your nitrous oxide. And
Yeah.
this is the supplement that I recommend.
Mm.
This is a supplement that I recommend that you take to increase your nitrous oxide. And you just put it underneath your tongue and just let it
Mm.
melt. And you should take it one pill twice a day. So that will help with increasing blood flow.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
works. It working. I see the effect of it. It give me energy.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can attest to that. To this.
How long you been taking it, Johnny?
Well, I've been taking it just for 1 week now.
And you definitely feel more energy?
I feel more energy now. Since I've been taking it for one
Awesome.
week. You
Oh,
know.
awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. I'm
So
so glad.
now you also send this. This
Yes, yes. So that bring it in. There you go. So that right there is the strip. You just
mm,
measure your saliva, and that measures how much nitrous oxide you have in your body. All right. So it's nitrous
well
oxide can only
mm,
be measured to your saliva. All right. So you put
oh,
your hand like that, and then you put it on the strip. Pull out the strip, Johnny. All right. Pull out one of the
oh,
strips, and then
okay, let me see.
yeah, I want you to measure your saliva. I
I
want you to
haven't
measure
opened
your
it yet.
yeah, but so you can measure how much nitrous oxide is in your body by
Mm,
using this nitrous oxide strip. So if you that way you can tell whether you are deficient or your nitrous oxide is enough. Okay?
oh, okay, but how do I how you open this thing? Yes.
I don't know. You got to rip it open. There you go. Rip
Okay,
it
okay.
open, and then you measure the
So
saliva.
I take one strip, right?
You go like that. Take your hand, put the
And
saliva on that square. No, no, not in your mouth. Put your hand on it.
so I put my hand on it.
Yeah,
Put
there
my
you go,
hand on it.
like that. And then put your hand on the strip, and
Okay,
put the
that's it.
saliva on the strip. There you go. And that's how you measure your nitrous oxide. Okay. And then
Mm.
it should change like a dark pink color. A dark pink color means that you have good nitrous oxide, and a
Oh,
light pink color. Yeah, a light pink color is um, that you have not enough nitrous oxide. So that's an indication of nitrous oxide. Remember, I said nitrous oxide help bring in more blood flow, right?
yes. Mm.
Yeah. And Johnny just said that he takes this and he feels more energy.
Yeah, I feel more
You
energy.
know, all
Mm.
right. And if you keep on taking it, and you start exercising, and then you start using my smoothie. See my smoothie. If you guys just kind of take a picture of this and type this in, I think there's a website. We actually have a direct link that you can. This is kind of a really really long link. I
Mm.
think maybe there's a URL redirect. So anyway, you know what? We can put this through Bitly to get a shorter link. Anyway, so this is my Good Morning Wood smoothie recipe. So you can click on
Yeah,
this to
I
get the
have one.
smoothie recipe. Okay?
You sent one to me. You sent me 2 pack.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But how much for 1 pack? How much
For what? What pack?
for the smoothie?
Oh, for the essential greens.
Yeah, the small.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not sure. I think it's 60 something. But can you put the link to our store in the banner, and then we can pop it up to the Modern
but let me
Man
let
Crib,
me let me bring one for you to see.
huh?
Do you want me to bring one for you to see?
The essential greens.
Yeah, the small long pack that you cut and put in the water. To
Yes, yes, that's it. That's the nitrous oxide. That's the nitrous oxide. The beets, the powder.
Yeah, the
Okay.
bees. Yeah, so I can take
Yeah.
that with this. I can take that with this tablet too, right?
Yes, absolutely. See, Johnny is
Mm,
doing as he should. I am so proud of you. He is
okay.
increasing his nitrous oxide. He's increasing his nitrous oxide. He's getting more blood flow, right? Not only to his penis, he's getting more blood flow to his heart, getting more blood flow to his brain. That's why he's having more energy. He's getting more blood flow to his brain. All right,
Yeah,
guys. So it's not just to your
that's true.
penis.
I
Yeah.
tell you the truth. That's very true. I get more energy. So true.
Yeah, and
Only like in
he's
the
smiling, he's laughing. The first time
yeah
I remember
in the
meeting
past,
him, he was
I didn't
depressed.
have energy. In
Yeah,
the past, I didn't have energy to do nothing. Mm.
absolutely. I'm so proud of you, and
So
I'm so proud of you. Now, I mean, I remember seeing you the first time you show up, and you were down, and now I see you smiling, and you're
yeah,
you're
that's true.
involved, and you're doing things that you need to be doing.
Yeah,
Things will get better for you. Things will start
yeah,
happening with you. Okay.
yeah. Well, I gotta get an erection straightened now. That's all.
Yes, in time. In time. All right. It's got to take your smoothie. Okay.
Okay,
All right. Well, thanks for coming up, Johnny. We're
okay,
gonna bring you down now. Okay. All
okay.
right. All right. Anybody else have a question? Just raise your hand up, and then Franz can bring you up. All right, Dan. All right, man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I have a question about. I understand you've walked through how nitric oxide increases your blood flow by repairing there's a wall in your blood vessels that it repairs, right? So,
Yes, yes.
but
Very good explanation.
but then the other thing that's going to cause blood flow problems is like plaque buildup, and so my question is how how do what if your issue with blood flow is with like blockage or plaque. Does the nitric oxide deal with that issue?
Right. So that's a great question, Dan. So the plaque that gets deposited in the blood vessel actually will get better when you start exercising and when you change your diet because the plaque will start dissolving. All right, the plaque gets developed because you start to have high cholesterol. When you start
Yeah.
high cholesterol, your blood becomes a little thickened, all right, and your blood become more fatty. That's what causes like a clot in your blood vessels that causes the plaque. So when you change your diet to a Mediterranean diet and your cholesterol improve, those plaque will actually improve over time. They will get smaller and they'll start dissolving over time with exercise as well too. With exercise, with nitrous oxide, and changing your diet and keeping your weight under control, those plaques will definitely improve.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So so you just need to do the basic things that I mentioned: Mediterranean diet, walking or exercising or hit exercise, stop smoking. Really moderate the alcohol. Alcohol do cause a lot of inflammation on the lining of the blood vessels. A lot more than you think. Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, you don't have to live like a monk, but to probably around 10 drinks or less in a week, which is like about 1.5 drink a day. That's not bad, right?
No, no.
Yeah.
So one of the things I've experienced is I've been really faithful on the smoothies. As far as I have what I don't, well, but I maybe am, what I do is I have a, a kale smoothie in the morning, and then I have a beet smoothie in the afternoon. So I haven't like followed the recipe to a T. But I do a really, I mean, it's a lot of kale and it's a whole beet that I do in the
Awesome.
afternoon.
Awesome.
But what I've experienced is I thought I was back normal for a period of time, and then I just lost it. It goes away and it's come back. I've had that happen like twice, and so I'm not sure. But and I have even though I have like slacked on the diet as far as gone through periods where I drink more, or I've had a couple of periods where I ate really bad as far as what I ate, but I never quit the smoothie. And I'm just trying to understand, is like, is it that sensitive that, my diet, if I break off of it for a day or two, or I drink too much on a day or two, does that like completely undermine what I've done? But because something's happening where I just lose all the progress that I've made.
Well, that's a good point. Okay, let me tell you this. When your penis is erect, it has 40 times more blood in it than when it's not erect, right? So when the penis is erect, the blood vessels start opening up and the blood flows into the penis. So what's in the blood? What you eat, right? What you eat is what goes in your blood. So that's why the penis is 40 times more sensitive to what you eat than your heart, than, your liver or your kidney. So absolutely, I hear that all the time. So you have to be on the diet for years for it to be rebalance your body back again. So you
And
really, yeah,
that was
yeah,
part of my question. Is there some point where, you know, I get back to a where I was, 9 months
absolutely,
ago.
yeah.
And
It will
okay,
be. It will
okay.
be. Just keep at it. Just keep at it. Okay. And I want you to get the nitrous oxide strip that Johnny was showing. All right. Get the strip. Measure your nitrous oxide. As you're doing the smoothie, measure your nitrous oxide. Just do it like twice a week, every 4 days, and measure the nitrous oxide. So that way you can adjust more. What your diet, or you need to take the nitrous oxide supplement or
It,
not, because you want to get to that bright pink, deep pink color.
and that's one of the other things that I did. I ran out of the NO2U,
Yeah,
and it's like, but I didn't quit taking the smoothies, and so that could be another factor. Is that supplement? Johnny actually held it up there. Is that nitric oxide in it, or is it something that, is it like taking nitric oxide, where I understood that the beets and the kale, that it produces, I forget what it's, nitric or something that turns into
yes,
nitric
right.
oxide. Is that
So yeah,
supplement actually
yes,
nitric oxide?
it is. It is. So when the lozenge, the one that is you put underneath the tongue, it releases nitrous oxide right away into your bloodstream. That's why when you put it under your tongue, don't you feel there's like a gas that's kind of like floating
Yeah,
out, right?
I love it.
Yeah, I take it too. My husband take it every morning, and I take it every time I exercise. You feel the gas, like
Hmm.
shooing out right underneath your tongue. That's pure nitrous oxide. That's being released in your bloodstream. So that's the pure form of the nitrous oxide. That's why I recommend it, and that's why I encourage you to take it because you'll get nitrous oxide in there. So I think that some of the changes you notice is that you stop taking the NO2 nitrous oxide. The beet powder that we have that's in a that is in a powder that you can make it into the smoothie. You can add that into your smoothie. So the beet powder is beets that is in a powder form. So when you drink it and go to your stomach, it turns into nitric oxide. So the beet is nitrate, and then when it goes to your stomach, it becomes nitric oxide. All
Okay.
right. So you can add the beet powder into your kale, all right, or you into your kale and everything else, or the smoothie recipe and the smoothie recipe. You and let's say you don't have time, you're on travel, you can buy the essential greens, which has all the ingredients of the fruits and vegetable that is in my Good Morning Wood smoothie recipe. You take a scoop of the essential green, and then a scoop of the beet powder, put it in a shaker, drink it. All right.
All
So
right.
it actually comes out to be cheaper. But if you like the kale and the blender and all that, great. But I think the essential green is like $60 something, and the beets it's like I don't know $40 something, and that. But that's for whole month supply. So you get the essential green that for the whole month supply. It's probably cheaper than you would get at the grocery store for like
Well,
a
at
day.
the current price of organic um, vegetables, that yeah, it's outrageous right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So that's why probably a lot more savings. You just get the essential green powder and the beet, mix it together and put it in a shaker and drink it. Or you can put it in a blender with ice. Put in a blender with ice, and then add some whey protein to it, and then drink it. You can do that too. You
Okay.
know.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Great question. Great question. I'm glad you're here. So I'll bring
Thank
you
you.
down. If you're anybody that's here, you can raise your hand, and I can bring you up. Turn on your camera, but that's the only way I can see you. You turn on your. I'm the only one that can see you. So raise your hand if you have a question, and then I'm gonna view some questions here in the comment here. All righty, let's go. Okay. Um, Rich here said, sometimes I can get an erection. Sometimes my penis feel like a rubber band. All right, it all depends. Remember what I said that the brain is the largest sexual organ. Okay, so it's the largest sexual organ. So, and when your brain it's not relaxed, or you're distracted, or you're tired, or you're you're thinking about other things, you're not going to be able to initiate that erection. All right, so I don't know what the scenario is, but you guys got to know that it starts in your brain. Your erection starts in your brain, not in your penis. It starts in the brain. So having said that, I want to stress that first. All right, and then second, it may be like he said, it's sometimes he gets a good erection, sometimes he feels like a rubber band. What it means is that what's his diet? What's his diet that day? Remember, I said that your penis has 40 times more blood vessel when it's erect when it's not erect. So that means it's very sensitive to what you're eating. So guys, if you're eating that French fry followed by a can of Coke or Sprite and then a hamburger, it's like the worst thing for you. It causes inflammation in that blood vessels, and so you can affect your erection. Or maybe that day Rich is drink a little bit more alcohol than he should be should. Maybe he had like 5, 6 drinks, whatever. then what does alcohol do? Well, alcohol kind of numb the nerve in your brain, and then it also numb the nerve in the penis as well. That's why you have whiskey dick, right? Because the nerve gets numb, and then it actually will cause decreased blood flow also as well. So that's a phenomenon of whiskey dick, is that the alcohol numb the nerve and then decrease the blood flow. So that may be some of the reason why sometimes he gets an erection and then sometimes it goes feels like a rubber band. I like that description. Feels like a rubber band. So I was able to answer your question there, Rich. And let's see if it's any other question here as well too. So the supplement that we talk about is in the Modern Man Crib. So there's a question here about Trimix. All right, is a question that I see here on Trimix. So what is Trimix, and how does it work, and why should not you use it? All right. So Trimix is an injection. All right, it's an injection, and let me. I think I have a slide here, of the Trimix. All right, guys. Do you guys know that there is a questionnaire that you can do to determine the severity of your ED? So what I want you to do is do this with me. The one that are on here with me, the one that are on live and on here on just my take the test. All right. So I want you to answer this. This is question over the past 6 months. All right. So question number one. I want you to write from 1 to 5. 1 being very low, 2 is low, 3 is moderate, 4 is high, and then 5 is very high. Answer this question. Write it down right now, because you can actually score whether you have no ED, mild to moderate ED, or severe ED. All right. So answer this question. How do you rate your confidence that you could get and keep an erection? Write this down. Johnny and Dan, I see you on here. Write it down. I see David, Richard, JG. I want you guys to tell me your score. So answer this question. How do you rate your confidence that you could get and keep an erection? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that down, and then we're going to tally it after 5 questions. All right. Number 2. When you had erection with sexual stimulation, how often were your erections hard enough for penetration? All right. Now, number 1 is almost never. Number 2 is a few or less than half the time. Number 3 is sometime, about half the time. Number 4 is most time, which is more than half the time. And then number 5 is almost always. So essentially, is your erection hard enough for penetration? So put that number down, and then we're going to tally it. All right. The number 3, during sexual intercourse, how often were you able to maintain your erection after you had penetrated your partner? Number 1, almost never. Number 2, a few times, which is less than half the time. Number 3, sometime, which is about half the time. Number 4, most time, more than half the time. Number 5, almost always. Now put that number down. Put that number down. We're going to tally it. All right. Question number 4. During sexual intercourse, how difficult was it to maintain your erection to completion of intercourse? Number 1, extremely difficult. Number 2, very difficult. Number 3, difficult. Number 4, slightly difficult. And number 5, not difficult at all. So write down your number. All right. So essentially, during sexual intercourse, how difficult was it to maintain? So this is to maintain your erection. All right. Number 5, last question. When you attempted sexual intercourse, how often was it satisfactory for you? Number 1, almost never. Number 2 is a few times, which is less than half the time. Number 3, sometimes, about half the time. Number 4, most times, which is much more than half the time. And number 5, almost always. All right? So I want you to add up questions number 1 to number 5, and I want to know your score. So if your score is 22 to 25, you have no ED. All right. If your score is 17 to 21, you have mild ED. And if your score is 12 to 16, you have mild to moderate. And if your score is 8 to 11, you have moderate ED. And if your score is 5 to 7, you have severe ED. And I will tell you, most of the guys are between mild to moderate. Okay? So what this means is that, you're not as bad as you think you are, really. So which one of you, any of you tally it up? Dan, have you tallied your number up?
Yeah, but I came up with 6. I don't know if that's accurate. It's kind of hard
Well,
to.
yeah. All right. Well, take a screenshot of this. Take a picture of this, and maybe try to do it again and see if you, do it
Yeah,
again. I doubt you're severe. I doubt
yeah,
you're severe from what I'm hearing from you. I think you're more probably between 12 to about 20, around right there. All
yeah.
right.
I have trouble answering these questions where they're not, where I have to make a subjective judgment like that.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But this is the validated ED questionnaire. It is called the International Erectile Dysfunction, and this is what all doctors use to assess the severity of your ED. And this is what I use to assess when you first come to see me, and then subsequent visit. And I assess improvement. And most of the patients I work with have always improved their on their questionnaire. So I want you to kind of keep this in mind that there is a questionnaire to determine the severity of your ED. Okay, so
Yeah.
um, what was I talking about? I was talking about the trimix. Well, trimix like relaxes the smooth muscles of your. I'm trying to find. Okay, here it is. I don't know if you guys see it, but trimix. All right. Let me bring the banner down just a little bit. Okay. So this is the smooth muscle of the penis. So trimix essentially work on the muscle of the penis, and it has like 3 components. That's why they're called trimix. And what it does is that relaxes the muscle of the penis, but you literally have to inject it. Um, you draw it from a bottle. You have to literally inject it in to your penis, right? So what I find, it actually works great. I hear a lot of the guys say, "Oh my God, I have good erection now." So they keep doing it, and you know what happens when you keep doing trimix injection? You start having scar tissue. You start having scar tissue in you have to, in the penis. So the penis starts to have scar tissue, so it becomes hard, and then what happened? It becomes curved. Start to develop Peyronie's disease from injection with trimix. So over time, I see the guys coming to see me, and they said, "Well, I used to use trimix. It doesn't help anymore." And then the penis has this scar tissue that runs along where they inject. Most of the time, it's on the right hand side because the guys will inject on the right side of his penis because it's right handed. Right, but so it's every time you need to have an erection, you have to inject yourself. But what happened is that the scar tissue start to develop, and then you actually make your ED worse because scar tissue gets developed in your penis muscle. Your penis muscle not getting enough blood flow into it, and then it start to get smaller, start to atrophy. So trimix injection is for repeated use does have its consequence as well. So something to note. So that's the question on trimix there. And another question that I get is that the um, the question about Viagra or Cialis side effect. How does those side effects happen? because the common side effects it's headaches, flushing, face getting red, congestion in your nose, and also stomach discomfort as well. And I remember Viagra only working about 70% of people. So if you have other condition, it may not help. So it only helping like 70%, but it only helped temporarily. But the side effects are due to Viagra was created because it was a medicine for high blood pressure in the lungs or pulmonary hypertension, and that's why it was created. But they realized that one of the side effects of those guys that have pulmonary hypertension take that they help them with their erection, but because it relaxes the smooth muscle, it all that's why it caused you to have the headache, and it caused you to have the nasal congestion, the stomach upset. So and there's a large study that was done on 14,000 men, and they found that when you take Viagra, you can have vision loss, not completely, but impaired vision, as well as hearing loss. So you can start having a permanent vision impairment as well as hearing loss. And I believe several of my of the men that's in our modern man group had mentioned that they know friends that has had that. So be careful if you take it for long term. You end up having vision impaired vision as well as hearing loss. That is a lot more than um, you think. Okay, so you don't want to have hearing loss. Life is just too important for that. So let me look at the comment again here. Okay, and the question here. Okay. All right. Anybody else have question? Okay. All right. I don't see anybody else in the studio with question here. Okay, Johnny, is that you again?
This is the last question. Now, I just want to find out because I hear people say that this uh, injection, the how
The
you call it?
trimix? The
No,
trimix
the
injection? What injection?
no the
The testosterone?
testosterone injection can cause cancer. Is that
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I can tell you, yeah, the urology, American Urology Association, made a statement that it does not cause cancer. That was from just you know it that's been refuted. So they thought it may cause cancer, but now multiple research has shown and studies have shown that it doesn't. So um, it doesn't cause cancer. If you get on testosterone, hormone replacement therapy, and the doctor follows you and do blood work frequently on you, uh, then you should be fine. Okay.
okay?
And plus,
Okay,
you already had your prostate taken out already. You already had your
yeah.
prostate taken out, so you have no worries about prostate cancer.
But it
Okay.
will not cause cancer anywhere else. No? It will not.
No, no, it doesn't. It
Okay.
doesn't at all. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good question. It
Yeah.
doesn't at all. So, guys, around the age of 35, your testosterone level drop about 1% a year. Okay,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
if you have a poor diet, or if you don't exercise, you're overweight, if you smoke, you drink a lot of alcohol, you don't sleep well, your testosterone drop more a year. It can drop to 5-10% a year. Like yesterday, yesterday I saw a guy. He was only 40. His testosterone normal level is between 300 to 900, right? His level was at 200.
Oh.
Yes, 200. He was at 200, and just because he He drank more alcohol than he should. He wasn't sleeping. He was overweight. And he has high cholesterol. And yeah. So your level, the 200 level is like, you're like a 90-year-old man, right? So
Mm.
and I see that very very commonly, very very common. And testosterone is what make you a man. What
Yeah.
make you a man. And it also can help with the erection as well. It help with your libido. It
Mm.
help you feel better. It help you have more energy. It help you have better focus.
Mm.
It help you be more, even. Because
Mm.
when you have low testosterone, you become more moody. You
Mm.
be more fatigued. You take afternoon nap. Your sports performance not as good as it used to be. You also you also have hair loss in your legs. That's a number. That's the first sign of actually low testosterone. Is that you start losing some hair in your legs. Like you used to be a hairy guy in your 20s, and you notice when the guys get older, you get less hair in your legs,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You start losing your hair because losing you start getting less and less testosterone. So testosterone is what make you a man. So when your testosterone level is low, that's why you don't feel good. That's why you don't feel like yourself as well. So it's very important. And is this something that the doctor can supplement with giving you testosterone injection or a pellet form, which is putting the little pellets underneath the skin on your buttock, so that way it can release testosterone every day. So definitely something to consider if you have those symptoms that I had mentioned. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. Good question there, Johnny. So keep taking the nitrous oxide, right?
Mm.
And I think we addressed the questions already. Keep taking the nitrous oxide and keep and get the Mediterranean diet. I know that we had emailed you the Mediterranean diet, and just start walking every day. Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're gonna see changes. You're gonna see
Mm.
changes like Dan had,
Mm.
as well too, and all these guys that are in here. I'm so glad you guys are in here. I don't see you guys, your cameras. I don't know if you have any questions or not, but either way, we're here to help. We have the modern man. All right, we have the Modern Man Club that is the Modern Man Club, which is at the Franz. Can you put that URL, which is www.menssexuality.club? It's where I coach men with ED on how to get back your sex life again, and Johnny's part of it. And I know Dan's part of it as well. So, Johnny, how have you find the Modern Man helpful for you? The Modern
Oh,
Man
it's
Club.
very, very helpful. Very helpful.
How so?
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Yeah, yeah. So that's when. So we twice a month we get together on Zoom, and I answer all your questions. But in the club, I give you access to my success path or the framework to restore your erection again. Okay, to restore your erection again, and I have a success path that has the steps on what you need to do to restore your erection, and I outlined it right there. You have the blueprint to use it, and you can access it to the Modern Man Club, and you can find that at I believe okay, banner. Okay, at the Men's Sexuality Club. Um, the Men's Sexuality www.mensexuality dot club. All right. So, Franz, can you put that into the banner? But I know that you enjoyed it, right, Johnny? And you
Oh yes,
always
I enjoy it.
come, and you
Yeah.
always have find it useful. And the number one thing I want to say is, guys, okay, do not let the medications steal away your erection. All right, because you have been really been uh, you know be a victim of pharma, and that they're telling you that you need to have ED medication such as Viagra for ED. That's not true. That's not true. They just want you to take medication and have you uh, you know um, be dependent upon it. That's not true. So don't be a victim of taking medication for your ED. There is a natural pathway to getting your erection back, and I have seen it in 7,000 men. All right. And one thing I want to show you real quick here is um, I think I want to show you real quick. Okay, there you go. Is this picture here? This is my 6 easy steps to get hard for sexual restoration. We have figured out the blueprint on how to get your erection back naturally without medication. And all the technology is available now. And I'm very passionate to make sure that I help you and guide you to the right path to restore your erection naturally without medication. All right, you can do it. In fact, in the Modern Man Club, we have men that had prostate surgery, like Johnny, right? Like Dr. C or Carl, who had prostate surgery at the age of 40. Yeah, at the age of 40, and he had 7 years of ED, and just by being in the Modern Man Club, the support and the community of the men, as well as taking the smoothie, and him just doing intermittent fasting, he's able to actually have morning wood now. His girlfriend visited him, and he's able to, perform. And that's, he had prostate surgery. He got that, he got the surgery where they cut in behind they cut and they removed the prostate. So, and that's the most severe ED that you can get. Okay, so you can, and if he can restore his erection again, so can you. So can you. So it's very important that you hear that message, and this is our framework here. So I hope that you will join me in a Modern Man Club at the link that you see here, and I hope to see you in there, and I hope that you guys will be able to restore your sex life again, because it definitely is possible. We've seen it in 7,000 men that we work with. So having said that, I'll see you next time we go live in our next Q&A. Thank you for joining me tonight, guys. Good night.